With Jurassic Park back in the theatres and everyone that's under the age of 10 at least for 5 minutes wanting to be a paleontologist until you probably realise that it's 99% boredom and 1% what you see in the movies, Dinosaur Fossil Hunter wants to bring us back to that kind of era and relive our childhood dreams, but as an adult. It's a sim game, so it's all about that constant churn of task after task after task. Monotony is built into these types of games because it's repetitive actions going over and over and over again, building up your empire around you. And in Dinosaur Fossil Hunter, the idea is that you continuously go out to new excavation areas, dig for fossils, find something through scanning and digging, extricate those fossils, and then start cleaning them up. Build them back together as a skeleton and then house those skeletons inside your own museum of dioramas that you get to build up and set up and place however you want. This sounds like an absolute dream come true for 8-year-old me when I didn't know whether I wanted to be doing something like this or a seismologist and deal with earthquakes. Love me some geography around this time of my life. However, this game absolutely rips up any dreams that you have and stomps all over them, because sadly the game is broken, and at this point it feels like it's broken beyond all repair for my personal PC setup, although I do appreciate that other people are nowhere near having as many problems as I have. I originally requested a review for copy for this game, and I was very fortunate to receive it bang on its release date in May. Now, on the platform that I request these reviews on, you have to give a review within a certain period of time because otherwise you haven't been timely and you haven't followed through with your request. So I've held off and off and off and off until literally the last possible moment that I could to do a review to see if there's been any improvements or changes. And whilst there have been, and I'm starting to get a little bit more performance and something out of this game, it's still a buggy, broken mess for me. Initially, when I boot up the game, I get menus that fall on top of each other and you can't pick your way through them or select the right things. The game also crashes to a black screen, normally every 3 to 4 minutes, and that's a real shame too. Once you do get out into the fields, you get inside your 4x4 and drive around in a car that feels like it's been plucked from the Mud Runner series because it doesn't want to turn or go fast or do anything whatsoever. Plus, it feels very floaty and unresponsive in a weird kind of mobile game truck style. Very unsatisfying to play. However, when you do get to the actual excavation site, here's where things start to take a little bit of a turn for the better. You have all of these different tools, such as chainsaws, little like scopers that can spot radiation underneath the earth, and scanners, and you can pop in flags so that you can mark territory, and all of this territory is deformable. So then you'll get out your shovels and your pickaxes and you'll start digging to work and changing the world around you. The problem with all of this is that after a couple of digs of the shovel, quite often you end up falling down a pit that you can't then get out of, or my character would quite often get stuck inside the deformable terrain or inside a stone, and then I'd be stuck there forever and I'd have to come out, re-go back in, and it would reset me back on top of the level again. Very frustrating when you're having that for literally the 12th or 15th time within a 10-minute period. Once you've then got through all of that, you can then discover some fossils. And the idea is that you can then extricate them out, pop them in your pallets, and then send them off for some cleaning. And then you'll be going around with tiny little Bob Ross brushes, cleaning them up and making sure that they are restored back to their finest glory. And then my favourite part of the game, bizarrely, is the building of the skeleton, because it looks almost like a puzzle game here in that you get all of the bones out in front of you and then you can kind of slot them into places and it will give you like an outline of what you should be doing, and then you pick the right bone, rotate it around, and then it will slot nicely into place. I really like that aspect of it. And then once it's all done, you can then plop the things into your museum and off and away you go. But the problem with this is that the museum is running at like 10 frames per second at best, and although it's fully customizable with your own dioramas, this was where I was finding an awful lot of crashes, as if something is playing up with this game and not allowing me to actually do what I want it to do. The whole experience of this has been utter frustration from beginning to end, and although there are glimpses of something great in here somewhere, I can't get at it because it's constantly crashing, it's constantly bugging out, I'm constantly running into issues where I get stuck into parts of the environment that I shouldn't be, or I get stuck into positions that I can't get my character out of. And that's a real shame. I feel like there's a great game in here somewhere. I feel like it's probably 12 months out from an early access finish point, and it's been released full on anyway, and they're already talking about patches, next big updates, and some additional DLC for designer stuff. So they're clearly running with it, and there's a lot of updates coming along the way. It's just, it doesn't work for me in any way, shape or form. And so I have to be brutally honest and say avoid this game like the plague until, and I will do an update if I do come back to this game and I can see that it actually starts working properly for me. Because at the moment, I can't even tell you, like, genuinely what the gameplay loop is. It's that broken. I can't get through it. And I don't think that a game like that is something that A, I can promote, or B, I can just go, do you know what, I'll take the hit and stay silent on. It needs to be talked about. You can't release games in this state to the general public and think that that's okay. So yeah, grumpy Simon on this one, sadly, because there's clearly potential, and I hope it reaches it there eventually. I won't be doing a written review for this game because I can't actually review the game because I've not done the actual gameplay loop. That's how broken it is. So I'll leave this video up, and if I do come back to this game, I'll do a pinned comment down below so that you can see what my latest impressions are of this game when I circle back to it, in the hope that it's fixed at some point in the future. Cheers for watching. Bye for now. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.